Few cities have undergone the dramatic transformation that Berlin has experienced over the past 20 years. It's hard to come here and not think about the time when Germany was split into East and West and when Berlin was divided by a 155-kilometre concrete wall. Since reunification 22 years ago this month, the landscape of Germany's capital city has changed almost beyond recognition. Transworld Sport has always enjoyed its visits to Berlin, and we headed here recently to catch up with the city's premier handball team, Füchse Berlin, or the Berlin Foxes, who currently lead the Handball Bundesliga. Despite having a long and proud history, the club was revamped and renamed in 2005. Stefan Güter is part of the club's management team.
It's obvious that things have to develop gradually. We haven't quite reached our goals yet. Berlin's a big city with a lot of sporting successes. Back in 2005, Füchse were facing relegation from the second division, and at the time our fan base wasn't particularly big. We still have a long way to go. Success doesn't happen overnight.
The origins of Füchse Berlin can be traced back to 1891, when the Turnverein Reinickendorf Gymnastics Club was established. As it grew, it branched out into other sports, and handball was added in the 1920s. Norbert Müller is the club's archivist.
During World War II, the entire sporting infrastructure fell apart in Germany, just like everything else. And then, in the immediate aftermath of the war, the Allies didn't allow any of the sports clubs to function, probably for political reasons. Then, when they finally granted permission for the sports club to operate again, some of the men who had been members of our club got together, and they started to think about renaming our club.
In December 1948, the club became the Reinickendorfer Füchse after the borough in northwest Berlin where they were based. Former handball player Müller joined the club as a 10-year-old in 1954.
The handball team also got back together again after the war, and they quickly became quite successful.
In 2005, when the club changed their name to Füchse Berlin in an effort to represent the whole city and not just a borough, they also began playing their home games at the 9,500 capacity Max-Schmeling-Halle. In 2007, the team won promotion to the Bundesliga, where they've been ever since. Last season, the Foxes finished third in the league, a position which secured their entry into this season's European Handball Champions League. Manager of Füchse Berlin is Bob Hanning.
We've only been around for 6 years or so. We based our venture on 3 main points. We agreed we wouldn't generate any debts, we'd continue to develop the elite team, and we'd establish a system of Berlinisation, meaning that we'd integrate our own junior players into the Bundesliga squad. We have one of the strongest leagues in the world in Germany, and one of the best teams here in Berlin. But it's still important to us to nurture our own homegrown talent. The Champions League is important, but it's more important to continue integrating some of these young players into the main team. That way, we're doing something for the city of Berlin and for German handball as a whole.
The Foxes' junior programme has become so successful that it's attracted young talent from all over Germany, not just Berlin. Paul Drux hails from Cologne and is one of the best junior players at the club.
First of all, the infrastructure is really good here. I've never seen this anywhere in handball before. The individual training programs are really good. You learn how to stay on top of things while continuing with your studies, and you develop your own personality.
Bob Hanning is a passionate advocate of youth development in German handball. Under his guidance, the Foxes junior team has established itself as the best in Germany, winning 3 national championships.
We're very proud to be number 1, but nowadays there are a lot of other clubs who have excellent youth development programs. People have realised that it is important to have a strong national team. The healthier the national team, the healthier the sport. We've acknowledged this at the Bundesliga level. All the clubs got together and decided to invest €5 million in the youth system.
When Transworld Sport was in town, top-of-the-table Füchse were playing a Bundesliga match against Melsungen. The current Foxes squad is made up of a number of former youth team players. Alongside them are some experienced German internationals, such as Sven-Sören Christoffersen and several foreign star players. One of the overseas imports is 30-year-old left-wing Ivan Ninčević from Croatia.
We Croatians bring our fiery temperament to the German Bundesliga. It's perhaps something that some of the German and also some of the other players lack. Croatians have passion. We play a more emotional game. You could say that we spice things up a bit.
Ivan joined Füchse Berlin 2 years ago. He's married with a young son and has settled in well to life in the cosmopolitan German capital.
I love being here. It's nice to know that you can always meet people that speak your language. We have coffee and a chat. That sort of interaction helps you feel more at home.
While Germany, the 2007 world champions, surprisingly failed to qualify for the 2012 London Olympics, Ivan was instrumental in Croatia securing the bronze medal at the Games.
I'd never been to the Olympics before. From what some of the guys told me, London was by far the best games ever. I'm completely over the moon that I had the chance to compete at the Olympics and win a medal for my country. I think that's everybody's dream, and I'm so pleased I achieved it.
Füchse Berlin's match with Melsungen finished in an exciting 27-all draw. The Foxes were disappointed with the dropped point, but they still head the Bundesliga on 14 points, 3 points clear of reigning champions Kiel. Kiel do have 2 games in hand, though, and will be very tough to dethrone this season.
I don't think we will be champions this year or next year. The team from Kiel is just too dominant for this to happen, and there are some other teams with similar ambitions to Kiel. Our focus in the years ahead is on qualifying for Europe, and in particular, we want to continue playing regularly in the Champions League.